Hello and welcome to my meditation. My name is Debra Baker and I am just so grateful that you have joined me. When I am recording this, it is the week of Thanksgiving and obviously November in the United States. And so I'm particularly grateful for all of you joining me and being part of this experience with me. I'm going to continue with my format of having a little bit of conversation at the beginning while we settle in, and then getting into a deeper meditation focusing on my fountain back there and getting out of the frame so you can see better, or so you don't have to look at me. So I've been asking my guides, what are we going to talk about today? And it's about gratitude for ourselves, for suiting up and showing up. Let's begin with our 3 nice deep breaths. And each time breathing a little more deeply and exhaling a little more slowly. And now the deepest breath you've taken all day. Hold it for a second and then release. Just let go. So we are getting to the time of year where most of us are very busy, or at least there's a lot of busyness around us. And I would say most of the people I know are givers, are more comfortable giving than receiving, and they put everyone else first, or at least tend to do that. And what happens when you do that is who goes second, or last. So I invite you to think about that precious, precious you, that your precious, precious self, that brave soul that came in here, that left the oneness, the collective unconscious, whatever you want to call it, or however you view it, the before life, before this life, left that and came into this human experience. Now my hope is that you came into a family that was excited to greet you and couldn't wait for your arrival and embraced you and loved you and saw all of your preciousness. So whether that is true or not, let's imagine that it was. So imagine you're wrapped up, in your newborn blanket and just surrounded by all of that love and everyone just in awe of your presence. And feel that. Feel it as the baby felt it. Feel that love. Everyone so glad to see you. I invite you tomorrow morning when you get up and you look in the mirror, or the next time you look in the mirror today, to feel that sense. Look at yourself and be glad to see you. Be so grateful to be having this human experience. Be grateful for the body that you received, that your infinite soul came in here to occupy. When you were first born, that precious tiny little baby body with all the perfect little fingers and toes. And picturing the little toddler and the young child and the awkwardness of puberty and adolescence, and then you became an adult. Just picture all those stages of your body, and I invite you to just love it at every stage. Remember when you were growing up and you would outgrow your clothes, and it was kind of a mixed blessing, at least it was in our family, because that meant that I needed something new, but it also, it meant that I was growing and getting bigger. And when you're little, you want to be bigger. And think about your body, think about your hands, whether there's arthritis in them or or not, or whether your fingers are as long as you'd like them to be. Just treasure what your hands can do. Your hands can touch a face, can make someone feel good. Let's think about our brains for a moment and appreciate our brains and the miracle. They can't even figure out exactly how they work. Scientists study the brain all the time, and they kind of have an idea, but there's a lot of mystery. There's really a lot of mystery to how our bodies work. Why one surgery is successful and the next one isn't. Why one person bounces back from their cold in a day and the next one it takes a week. And no one knows the answers to those questions. So let's treasure the mystery and embrace it. I gave a talk earlier today about intuition, and someone asked me, why? And do you know why this or that? Why some of our intuitive gifts are stronger than others, I think was the question. And the answer that my guides gave me was, why isn't even a relevant question. That the way to peace is through acceptance. Asking why usually makes us unhappy or uneasy. When we question why, what we're actually saying is, I don't like the way things are. What can I do to change it? Or is there anything I can do to change it? And acceptance is the key. If there is something to be done, we discover it through acceptance. When we come to a place of acceptance, then we can say, life is exactly as I need it to be right now. It is the culmination or the sum total at this moment of all of my thoughts, words, and actions, and whatever is happening around me. And it's okay. It's not only okay, it's perfect. It's exactly what I need. And so appreciating your body, and then appreciating your personality, your unique personality that was formed through all of your experiences up until now. Babies are born with a certain demeanor, certainly. If you've ever been around two babies, there are no two babies alike. And yet, even two babies that are born with a very similar demeanor, it's their life experiences that shape their personalities. So I invite you to just appreciate the life experiences that you have gone through that have made you who you are today. Because it's perfect. Everything that has happened up until now is exactly what you needed. And when you allow that realization to sink fully into your consciousness, you also allow a deep peace to settle in. So let's get into our meditation. Take another nice deep breath. And feel an appreciation for your feet as you allow them to relax. All of your toes, the soles of your feet. Imagine Spirit giving your feet a massage, or maybe soaking them in a nice warm tub, like if you've ever gotten a pedicure and you put your feet in that little tub of water and how good it feels, and then your ankles, your calves, your shins. Appreciate how hard your feet work for you every day. Your knees, your upper legs. Feel your feet and your legs get heavy. And have an appreciation for your hips, your lower back, all your pelvis. Feel the relaxation, sense of peace settling into your lower chakras. And now feel that realization or relaxation in your midsection. Kind of breathe into your belly. Recognize the courage that is there in your belly. The courage that you had to come into this human experience. The courage that you had to come to Earth at this time. Probably knowing in advance that there would be challenges and that there would be things that would be difficult. And difficult doesn't mean bad. It means that it takes a little more from us. So as you feel that relaxation moving through your midsection and your rib cage, especially around your shoulder blades, and all around your chest muscles, your pecs. I invite you to just really appreciate your body and your courage and your willingness, and to recognize what you're made of. You are made of strong stuff. There's a lot in you. You've gotten through a lot in your life. There's another invitation, and that is when you look in your mirror the next time, look yourself right in the eye and say, I am proud of you. Because you have every reason to be proud of yourself. Being an infinite spiritual being on planet Earth right now is not the easiest thing. You are already an infinite spiritual being. You are one with everything you need to know, infinite love. You're one with all of that, and yet you chose to individuate into a human experience that calls forth a lot from you at times. And sometimes it all comes together and it's wonderful and peaceful and everything, hitting on all cylinders. All the lights are green. There's no line at the store. So as you feel that relaxation moving through your fingers and your thumbs and your hands, your wrists, your lower arms, elbows, and upper arms, I invite you to remember that your thoughts are creating a lot of your earthly experience. How you perceive something shapes how it feels to you, and how it feels to you shapes your belief in how you think it is. So my third suggestion, the first one was just to look in the mirror and marvel at yourself and send love to that beautiful body and that beautiful person in the mirror. And the second suggestion was to look in the mirror and make eye contact with yourself and say, I am proud of you. And the third suggestion is to change your affirmations, or to start saying affirmations every morning. Just remind yourself, I live a life of ease and grace. I live a life of ease and grace. When you're finished with the meditation, write that down and just write it down on a few pieces of paper and stick it around on your computer or on your mirror or wherever your eyes tend to land throughout the day. I live a life of ease and grace. And be willing to love yourself enough to believe that you deserve to live a life of ease and grace. Because you do. Life doesn't have to be hard. And when things happen, when challenges arise, when things happen that we really would prefer they didn't, you can remember that you are one with the infinite, whole and perfect, exactly as you are. You are this infinite spiritual being having a human experience. So you have what you need. You are what you need. You are whole and perfect, exactly as you are. Evolving through this life, which includes lessons and, learning things and all of that, as we come here to experience love in more and more profound ways and to share love and to be love. Because at the end of the day and at the end of our lives, it is how much we have loved and how much we have allowed ourselves to receive love that is going to determine how much we loved this day and how much we loved this life. So I invite you to have that feeling. Remember what it feels like to love this life. What a privilege it is to be able to be having a human life right now. And I consider it a privilege that our paths have crossed. So I thank the universe for that. And I invite you to have a wonderful week, to remember my 3 suggestions, which is to look in the mirror and love yourself, and to look yourself in the eye and say, I'm proud of you. And to remind yourself, I live a life of ease and grace. And to remember that you deserve it. You are a beautiful, beautiful soul. The infinite presence moving in, through, and as me honors and recognizes and sends unconditional love to the infinite presence moving in, through, and as you. Namaste.